Oh, yeah, I got it wrong this time. And I can see that there are some people waiting to throw stones at me, saying that, see, yes, he got it wrong. Astrology is all wrong. It's all bakwas. Okay. I want to tell you something. I've always reiterated, I've already always said this, and I want to reiterate it here that astrologer can get it wrong, but astrology is never wrong. Astrology is a science. It's not a science. It is the process by which this world runs. It will never get itself wrong. But a person, a practitioner of astrology who is reading the stars, the planets, can go wrong. Okay, so if at all there is any, it's my mistake. Okay, but I can tell you what. Okay, I always get an opportunity to correct myself. I'm just going to do that now. Okay, so where does an astrologer go wrong? So the first thing that we need to know is that astrology is not about numbers. It is about logic. It's not mathematics. Okay, it is logic. So, but to arrive at some kind of a logic, we need data. So we all know that the world is data driven, and data is an extremely important part. And all the people who do data, you know that. If you are into sales, if you are into anything in the world, you need MIS. Okay, and you depend on data to arrive at some sort of a decision. And for an astrologer, what is it MIS? The MIS is nothing but there are three factors which are involved in the MIS. One is the date of birth, the time of birth, and the place of birth. Uh, Unfortunately, in India, okay, almost like 30% of the sports people's birth details are fudged. Okay, so you're sitting on wrong data. That is number one. Okay, these are not excuses. I'm telling you the reasons where an astrologer can go wrong. Okay, number one. Number two is the foreigners involved. So if I'm talking about this IPL's example, Faf du Plessis and Kane Williamson, their time of birth, it is not possible for me to get that because their numbers you can't reach out to them. Indian cricketers you can, but it's difficult. Okay, and then even within those, even within Indian cricketers, it's very difficult to reach some people. And unfortunately or fortunately, I couldn't reach two cricketing captains this time around. Okay, and that is unfortunately the guys who are in the final. Okay, which is Hardik Pandya and Sanju Samson. Okay, so now let me tell you as to where did I go wrong. Okay, in what is the logical issue. So the first one let's talk about is Sanju Samson. See, Sanju Samson has got a chart which is he's born in the year 1994, and there is another. So what is the process of elimination is that see, there can be only one captain who's going to win. Okay, so amongst the players, amongst the captains who are competing with each other, if there are two who have almost similar charts, then only one of the person will go ahead and win, right? Okay, and simple logic, right? So if you look at all the captains in fray, Sanju Samson was against Shreyas Iyer. Both of them are born in the same year, 1994, and both of them are born just within, November, December, just within a month span. And if you look into just about the birth date and Shreyas Iyer's birth details I have. So if you compare that, you can see that Shreyas Iyer has got a far better chart, okay, compared to Sanju Samson. So I clearly eliminated that Sanju will not win, despite the fact that you can see that the team is so strong. Anyone and everyone who will, who at the beginning of the IPL, if I would say that I'm eliminating Rajasthan Royals, people would have laughed at me, saying that, come on, there is Jose Butler in the team, there is Ashwin in the team, you're saying the team will not do well, So now, I still stand by that, okay, because if Shreyas Iyer cannot win, then Sanju Samson cannot win. It's simple as that, okay. Now, moving to the next captain, you have a Hardik Pandya, and he was against KL Rahul. And KL Rahul and Hardik Pandya, I've always, I've always been talking about it, especially KL Rahul. KL Rahul compared to Hardik Pandya definitely has a better horoscope, okay. And also, one more thing that you have to see is that the team composition, okay, and the coaches. So, touch your heart and tell me, okay, how many of you really think before the start of the IPL, okay, how many of you really thought, that Gujarat Titans will reach the final? How many of you? Touch your heart and tell me, okay? Be honest to yourself. You know that most of you didn't think of, right? Because Gujarat Titans was the last team anybody would have thought of, okay? Now understand that while I was sitting for evaluation, okay, I have my own way of evaluating. So when we begin this entire process, even before the start of the IPL, at that time, the playing 11, which was floated by the experts, the experts say that, playing 11 is these guys. And what kind of people were there in the playing 11, Vijay Shankar, Varun Aaron, Gurkeerat Singh. So I looked at those guys and said, come on, yeah, man, these guys cannot be a part of an IPL winning team. Okay, so they didn't really show that kind of a potential. See, understand that Hardik Pandya has got a fabulous horoscope. He's born in the year 1993 and KL Rahul is born in 1992. They have exactly similar top planets. Pluto has just entered into 0 degrees. That's so powerful. Planet Neptune is in 25 degrees. That is the deepest exaltation. That is extraordinary. Both of them have same planets. Okay. And once the tournament started evolving, then you can see that all of those usual suspects have gone away, and then there was a new sort of team that got formed in Gujarat Titans, and then you could see that, wow, yes, now this is a team which shows that potential. Okay, you can see that you're looking at Hardik Pandyas and all these Yash Dayals and Sai Kishores and Matthew Wade. You never thought he's going to be part of the 11, so he was there. So it's like it was coming up together into a good team. So the point is, only one of either KL Rahul or Hardik Pandya would have gone ahead, and after a lot of deliberation, in fact, if you would have seen my video, you would see that the last team which I eliminated was Hardik Pandya's Gujarat Titan. That was the last team, okay, I eliminated, because I was still thinking, okay. Anyways, now coming back to finals, so what is my new assessment? Now, looking at the two captains, and you've seen them playing throughout, and now you have the playing 11s before you, and now whom do you think is going to win? After all my deliberation, you would know that I'm talking about Gujarat Titans. The reason why, even if you look at the coaches, see Sangakkara, Rajasthan's coach, has been a legend. He has achieved everything in life. And he's born in 1977 with a set of planets which he has. And if you look at Ashish Nehra, he has almost the same set of planets, but then he has one planet which is more powerful, which is Pluto. And Pluto is in what degree? Okay, is in 25 degrees. Okay, he hasn't been a great. Okay, probably, definitely not as big as Sangakkara, right? Okay, so he's lost out. Despite having a very good horoscope, he lost out as in his playing days, but he definitely has a chance to make it up as a coach. So looking at in the final analysis, okay, looking at both these teams, okay, after seeing the journey, and I'm still looking at this playing 11 and I'm like, wow, okay, because I'm sure that the playing 11 people, individually, if you go and check their charts, they will have definitely better horoscopes. So in the final analysis, I would say that it's going to be Gujarat Titans who will win the 2022 IPL.